Hello, my name is Mr. Pacheco, and this is my DUR website. Um, so I chose Algebra 2 because that was a subject that I really particularly liked in high school, and I knew that I was very familiar with the content of it, so that when it was time to make some of these assignments, I would already have kind of a starting place from there. But yes, this is my website. So welcome Algebra 2 students. And this website is created to be an overview of a unit of an Algebra 2 course. This unit will cover the review of Calculus 1 and some of the new ways that we will expound upon the concepts from Algebra 1. Here's a short video about myself, your instructor. Again, my name is Samuel Pacheco. I'll have a degree in mathematics with a teaching concentration once I'm finished with college. I was an academic mentor for 2 years in high school for both Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, and I'm currently an SI leader at Cal State Fullerton for Math 130. Some of my contact information is here, so my email and my address, and some of the course info. So our unit is called Building Upon Algebra 1. Our summary is that Algebra 2 builds upon the framework set forth by Algebra 1. Students will show their understanding of arithmetic through the manipulation of algebraic expressions. Of course, the subject area is math, and it should be grades 10 or 11. Some of the content standards that support this topic are to reason abstractly and quantitatively, to model with mathematics, to attend to precision, and to look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. So, what is building upon Algebra 1? This course will expound upon your foundational knowledge of algebra. In this course, students will build on linear, quadratic, and exponential functions, and extend their knowledge to logarithmic, polynomial, rational, and radical functions. Instructional time focuses on 4 critical areas: relating arithmetic of rational expressions to arithmetic of rational numbers, expanding understandings of functions and graphing to include trigonometric functions, synthesizing and generalizing functions, and extending understanding of exponential functions to logarithmic functions, and relating data, display, and summary statistics to probability, and exploring a variety of data collection methods. Specific subjects include learning about and using the complex number system, interpreting expressions and writing them in equivalent forms, performing arithmetic on polynomials, understanding the zeros and factors of a polynomial, creating equations, understanding completely the process of solving an equation, and so on. Here we have 2 basic videos. One is based on factoring polynomials, which is a very large part of algebra, and it continues to be a very large part in algebraic manipulation in higher math. The second video here is an introduction and basic review of Algebra 2 concepts, so it's a starting point for new students. I have some useful links here for further learning or reiteration. Skillwise is a website that goes over surface-level concepts in mathematics. YouTube is a video hosting website to which any person can upload, and the community of educators on YouTube is fantastically extensive. Google Scholar is a searchable catalog of peer-reviewed papers available through Google. Mathisfun is a website that serves to give a light overview of content in different areas of mathematics. This specific link goes to the Algebra 2 section, which goes over almost everything that will be covered in the class. So this is the entire list of subjects. For some games, experimentations, and tools, we have Desmos, which is an easily customizable online graphing calculator and engine for creating games and activities that integrate math. Algebra 2 has a large emphasis on different graphs and their behaviors as variables change, so Desmos is almost a must to convey this information easily. I have put a factoring calculator here to show the step-by-step procedure to factoring a polynomial. Again, factoring will be a huge part in Algebra 2, and this tool will help students. Finally, Quizlet is a study tool where anyone can create flashcards for specific topics or units. For our student standards and excellence, we have the ISTE standards. These are student standards that students should uphold to encourage an efficient and effective classroom interaction. The State of California Content Standards and the CSUF Academic Standards Committee are also included. Some of the digital interactives that I used were GeoGebra, which is an online software website that puts together a multitude of ideas and concepts to effectively help students learn the subject matter. It has a built-in advanced graphing calculator that is extremely easily to utilize for any type of graphing problem. Next we have Khan Academy, which is an online resource for a multitude of math and science courses. It goes through specific topics and subjects in detail with examples. Khan Academy really exists to be a second lecture if the content was not fully understood. They have very dedicated instructors to go over and reiterate baseline contents for students. Here I've included an interactive unit circle, which will be an exceptionally important part of Algebra 2. Trigonometry is taken into depth in this subject, so evaluating trigonometric functions must be completely and thoroughly understood. Finally, we have Wolfram Alpha, which is an online self-proclaimed computational intelligence. It's differentiated from a calculator because it does not require an exact functional or computational input. Instead, it can understand short statements such as factor x squared plus 5x plus 4 and complete a range of computations based on what it believes you might want. Moving on to internet use. The internet is tremendously powerful in its ability to connect one to the entirety of the world, and although this tool allows for amazing feats of knowledge transfer, item movement, and transaction keeping, it also allows for people with malicious intent to carry out their evil actions, usually anonymously and without risk. Here's a section on internet use and internet safety, where I've included some links specifically for internet safety for the students. For some assistive technologies, I've listed the MyEye, or multiple reading devices. It's an assistive technology for people who have trouble seeing, comprehending, or understanding text, and it is engineered to comprehend its set language and read aloud the text so that the person is able to experience them. Secondly, I have touchscreen technology, where this video by PBS shows the benefits of touchscreens for people who are not able to interact with things in everyday life easily. Something like playing the piano might be impossible to someone who cannot firmly press down the key, but as long as the ability to touch exists, a touchscreen can be used to accomplish the same goal. For our graphic organizer assignment, I've included a starting point with a list of instructions to complete, as well as including the introductory video for how to use a Poplet and creating my own example using Poplet. I've also included the rubric for this assignment, where each point value is tallied and is shown. Moving on to assessments. So for a formative or an entry-level exam, I've created this Kahoot. It will be done as a means of testing prior knowledge of some very surface-level concepts that will be heavily reused throughout all of higher-level math. We can take a quick look at it. So questions like, what is an integer? How can we factor specific polynomials? Logical questions about inequalities, using the quadratic formula, finding the equations of lines, some more logic based on polynomials, factoring, and then we have a summative exam, where it's a more in-depth check of a complete understanding of the topic. In this case, simplifying complex fractions that include several variables. So we'll take a quick look at that as well. So we just have simplified this expression, true or false with these expressions, some true or false questions, and simplifying further. For our choice board, I have 6 activities, and to get all 6 points, you must complete at least 3 of the 6 activities. But I have a extra bonus 3 points for completing all 6 of them. This assignment will be completed as a means to have students practice their understanding of the unit. Graphing functions is extremely important in all of higher level math, and some of these activities test the ability of students to not just apply the same operations, but to understand how these functions work intrinsically. I have a crossword based on words in algebra, finding slope, using Desmos to find specific lines, a unit circle game, graphing, and a parabolas game on GeoGebra. For the lecture and guided notes, I have attached the entirety of the lecture in a YouTube embed link. It's 20 minutes long. I then have the slides based on the lecture. Next, I have the guided notes, where you can follow along with the lecture. Please print those out. And finally, I have the script in case any students who have trouble hearing or understanding me in the video, you can use this script to follow along. That was my DUR website. Thank you so much for coming and coming along with me in this class. I am excited to be your teacher. Thank you.